Hey guys, this is the manual pointer for the shot blasters. It's a super quick install. Let me show you how we put these things on. So all we're gonna do with this, literally down to the front of our machine, you can slide out, by loosening the thumb screws, you can slide out the bar that you've got on here. All we're gonna do then is literally take the thumb screws out and we're gonna clamp this onto the front of our shot blaster like so. Just do the thumb screws up ever so slightly just so they lock into place like so. Get this side on as well. And then all we're gonna do now is literally slide in our manual pointer. So keeping it nice and loose, that'll allow us to slide it in. Just keep that jaw open, tighten up like this, and that's your manual pointer fitted. All you're gonna do now, once you're ready to, you can loosen these to move it along wherever you need it to be. So I'll keep mine here, for example. This slides back and forward, and what we're looking to do is find the edge of our shot blast line. So I know, for example, if I were to line up my shot blaster and do a string line on it, I can set my, my shot blaster up so it's straight, find my manual pointer position, literally raise this up, tighten it in position. Then from the back of the shot blaster, as I'm moving it along, all I'm going to be doing is literally looking at the shot blaster as I want to walk it down. I can see the manual pointer, I can follow my string line, literally push it as I go. So this is the laser guide system for your shot blaster. You get the battery pack system, the clamp for your shot blaster, and the laser guide itself. Let me show you how to fit these on. It should take just a couple of minutes. So to start out with, let's jump down to the front of our machine. First thing we're gonna do then, if we just slide our bracket on, tighten it up, and you want to leave the retaining bolt that we've got here, this just stops it from moving too much. So what we're gonna do then is literally tighten this, lock it into place, and then it won't move for you. The next thing we're gonna do is just fit our clamp onto the front here. So just literally slide this around, get it to the rough sort of position you need it to be in. Your laser guide itself just clips onto the front. And again, we just tighten the thumb screw right here. That's the laser guide itself mounted. Next, we're gonna put the cables and we're just gonna tidy these up. For this, what we're gonna be using is a cable tie and just a nice sticky back pad. The sticky back pad itself, all we're gonna do is clamp on under here, just keeping it out of the way. In fact, if I show you just under there, that's going to hide it in there for us quite nice and neat. The cable itself, we're just going to tuck in cable tie onto the back here. Drop this down, bring the cable tie through. All we're going to do is tighten that in position. Next, we're going to be putting a hole into the cover itself to mount the battery system and controller. Now, the thing to be careful with here, of course, is you have got some sensitive electronics in the back. You want to be really careful when you're drilling in. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to put in a pilot hole here, but in actual practice, what I would probably do is put the pilot holes in with it sort of held back here and then drill from the other side. So let me pop this one in just to show you what I'm going to do. So I'll put my pilot hole in. Now with the pilot hole drilled, what I'm going to be doing is marking up the other holes. Of course, once I get this bolt through, I'm just going to put another hole in to make that a little bit bigger. And this is going to sit just on the front below the switch and away from the electronics that you've got inside. So let me just make that hole a little bit bigger. We'll get our first nut and bolt fitted. All right, that's our first one in position. What I'd like to do then is just get it level. I can mark out where the next holes are going to be, and then we can get these ones drilled as well. Making sure, of course, that we've got a nice bit of gap in here and we're not going to be hitting any of the sensitive control systems. So in terms of where I put my holes, the first one you can see here, it's roughly 4.7 centimeters from the bottom. And in terms of width, we've got about 2.6 to 2.7, I find is the perfect space. So 2.7 centimeters, 4.7, 4.6, somewhere around there. The next one up, as you can see, we're gonna stick with the same dimension coming out. When you line it up from the bottom, this one here is gonna sit around 12.3 to 12.4 from the bottom, if you like. Same for this side over here, but this side's got a little bit different on the width. So as I just bring this over, I'll just show you the width from here is approximately 3 centimeters from the edge of the case. And then of course from the bottom, if I just go to the halfway point, there's about 12.2, 12.3, and that's to the center of where the screw holes are gonna go. What I'll do now then is I'm gonna just open this up, fit my bolts in from the back, so I can just drop these straight in like so. Now you'll notice I only put 3 in here because we've got an earth tag over this side. So you only need the 3 to be fair. In fact, you can get away with just 2 at the top is absolutely fine. I always like to put the 1 in the bottom as well. And then all of this can be closed over and neatly tidied up there. And then all we're gonna do is slide on our battery pack from the front. So this will just go in straight into the lug holes that we've got pre-drilled. So we'll pop this side on first, nice and easy. This side here, I'm just gonna adjust the screw. There we go. Nice and in place. All we're gonna do then is tighten the nuts up on the side. So these will just pull. Now, once you've got these on, I would do it from the back as well. All I would do is open the case up. You can use a screwdriver on the back, nice flat head that will hold this in place. And then you can fit the nuts on this side here. So you can literally open this up and then tighten it up like so, and just use a screwdriver on the back to really get that nice and tight. Last one on this side over here, do exactly the same. So we'll push that one through. All I'm gonna do is tighten this up, leaving the bottom lug. Now I do pre-drill everything on the lugs for you, so you can opt for a 4th one if you like. I always have the thread of the bolt coming out as opposed to going in where all the electronics are. I keep everything pointing outward. I appreciate it may not look as tidy. You can always take a grinder to tidy it up if you really want to, but for me, it doesn't really bother me. I'd rather everything was pointing out in this direction. The last thing we've got to do then, if you just come around to this side over here, is literally plug our laser guide in. So we've got 2 ports on the side here. The bottom one here is for the charger, so you can plug in, you can charge the unit up. It'll give you around 50 hours of use with a single laser. All you're gonna do is simply plug into whichever port you want to use, and as soon as you're ready, flick the button, that's your laser guide up and running for you. So that's pretty much it. That is the ultimate shot blasting kit where you've got both the laser guide system and the manual pointer fitted. You can buy them separately, so if you wanted to go for just the manual pointer, you can do. If you wanted to go for the laser guide on its own, you can do as well. Comes with the brackets, the battery, the laser, everything you need to get started. Or alternatively, go for just the manual pointer. Now, I personally use both on all of my shot blasters simply because although I've got a good battery that's going to last me around 50 hours before I have to recharge it, which is an awful lot of time, it's a whole week's worth of shot blasting, I always like to have a backup method just in case anything goes wrong. So for me, I always have the manual pointer as well. Super quick, easy to set up, just bolts on, tighten up, and then literally you can use both as like a fail-safe almost. And as you're shot blasting, you'll find it's absolutely foolproof. That's it from me. I'll see you guys in the next one.